Hi everyone, how are you? Welcome to this Wednesday's Watch Me Wednesday. It's Wednesday the 13th of January 2021 and this week I have Ernie, not involved, not interested at all. So hello everybody, welcome to this week's Watch Me Wednesday. What is this Watch Me Wednesday? I may have come up on your Facebook feed and you have no idea why or who I am or what I'm even doing here. So let me introduce myself. My name is Natalie O'Shea. I am a Stampin' Up demonstrator, but I teach people how to make handmade cards and that's my job. And so I'm here today just to share making a card with you. Morning Rachel. Rachel looks forward to Wednesdays now. Yay! But yeah, so that is me, and each Wednesday I come on live on Facebook and make a card with you. I, as a Stampin' Up demonstrator, I am able to sell you all the products that I use. So if you fall in love with something that I am using or that I've made, then just you know, the details will follow. But that's not what I'm necessarily here for. I'm just here to share the love and just share some ideas and tell you what's going on really at the moment. So there's no pressure to do anything you don't want to. But yeah, so today I am, morning Katie, watching while she works. It's whistle while you work, isn't it? Not watch while you work. So I don't intend to be too long this week. I shared lots of videos last week. So obviously I went, the January to June catalogue is now live. So we've got the annual catalogue and the new January to June catalogue. And I'm using things out of there today. We have Celebration, which is on, and briefly, if you spend £45 on products, perhaps products that I'm using today, then you get to choose other products for free. But once I come off this video, a bit later this afternoon, I will update all the kind of text. If you're watching on YouTube, it'll all be below as well. In the description, so you can see links for everything that you need. So if you want to go and look at the catalogue, there'll be a link for that. If you want to know what Celebration is, there'll be a link for that. I'm not going to go over it all again, but if you've got any questions, then please ask, feel free. I'm not here not to answer your questions, but I will put those links in a little bit later. What else am I here for? Oh, hello everybody. Yeah, love it. I know. Oh, he always turns around and he's just like, right, okay, good night. Not interested at all. But right, okay, well, let's kind of get on. The only kind of other thing I wanted to kind of say was, Celebration's on now. January to June catalogue is now on and open. What else? The signing to get your starter kit offer is now on. And again, I went through that last week. Very briefly, if your wish list for products after perhaps seeing this today goes up to beyond £99, then let's talk about you becoming a demonstrator and getting a discount off your goodies. Even if you just buy for yourself, that's an option. So that is now live. And the other thing I think to shout about is that card club. So I run a monthly card club. Again, the links will be in the descriptions once I get round to updating them a little later. But monthly card club, or you can go to, what have I got? If you go to there, www.natalieoshea.co.uk, that's my personal website, and if you go there, shall I put that up a bit longer actually, there we go. If you go there and you click along the top, there's one that says Card Club. If you link on that, that's all the information that you need. But in the meantime, I'll put a link up here when I do all this later. So, have I had any of the new paper yet? Says Rachel. Which new paper? Are you talking basic whites? Are you talking any of the new pattern papers? What are you talking about? Hi Ali and Polo, welcome. So just clarify me for that. I haven't got my basic white yet, if that's what you're asking, but yes, I've got all the pattern papers. Although I'm not using pattern paper today, because I'm going blending. We are blending today with the new Stampin' Up blending brushes. But yeah, so card club information is on there or in the link in here. But every month that closes on the 14th, so you only have tomorrow. You only have till tomorrow to sign up for this month's. And I showed you a card. Oh, in fact, there it is. Hold on, she says. This was the card that we made last week. Hang on, let's go there. So using the Dragonfly Garden set. And that's the stamp set and bundle that I use in this month's card club. But blending brushes is part of the kit that you will get if you join card club this month. And which is why I thought I'd kind of show them a little bit today and have a play. I've seen blending brushes around for years, and I kept hoping that Stampin' Up would bring some out. I nearly caved. I thought, right, if they don't bring them out this year, I'm going to buy some anyway. But they're so soft, so I'm glad I waited. Stampin' Up are a quality company, so everything, as with anything in crafting and in life, you get what you pay for, and Stampin' Up is all about quality products, so I am so glad I waited. And I mean, here, that's my blending brushes. That's what we're going to be playing with. But a pack of 3 blending brushes actually comes in this month's card club, as well as, I mean, should I move you? There we go. Let's put you down here. So this is one of the cards that we will make in this month's card club. So as I say, it uses the Dragonfly stamp set. The kit itself doesn't include the stamp set or the punch. It's actually a bundle that you can order separately, because this could work with butterflies if you've got butterflies. It could work with other dragonflies if you've got that. It can work with flowers. It can work with anything. But if you do like the dragonfly, you can always add that to your general kit anyway. But the blending brushes come in the kit. We also get some, we're using these today as well, matte black dots. So just a little bit of embellishment. Let me put that right up there. So they're not shiny, they're not rhinestones, they are matte black, but we're using those today as well. But yeah, so if you wanted to kind of have instruction and all the bits, so all the card comes with the kit, the blending brushes, inks are separate, so again you could use different colours. If there's die cut pieces like that, that will come in the kit as well. So this dragonfly doesn't come in there. As I say, you can add the bundle if you want to do dragonflies, or you can add whatever you've got and use anyway. So there's 4 different designs. This is one of them, and you get to make enough supplies and more to make 2 of each of the 4 cards. It's kind of based so that you can keep one, because I know we always want to keep one when we make something we love. And yeah, so it's just like, well, no, I'm going to keep one of each of the 4. So you can use them as inspiration, either the colours that we've used here or the layout for other cards. And then you can send 4 as well. And I think we're all about sending cards at the moment because it is tough out there. So going back to comments, Rachel, basic white, no, I'm waiting for it to arrive. I have ordered some. I have seen a couple of other demo sets, really white, but great, just as great as Whisper White. So I'm happy about that. So if you are here, if you give me a little thumbs up or a love heart, if I know that you're here, if you're not commenting, or of course comment. If you're watching on the replay, then just put #replay or write replay, and I know that you've been and said hello. If you don't subscribe to my Facebook page here, if you click like or follow, I think it is, or subscribe, whatever it is, then Facebook will let you know when I'm live each week as well, so it will kind of remind you. And if you're watching the replay on YouTube and you don't subscribe to my channel, I would love you to do that. So I only have I have a few hundred subscribers on my YouTube channel, so if you're not a subscriber to my YouTube channel, then go over there now and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. It might take me a little while. I think it's taken me about 4 years to get to here, but you know, if you don't ask, you don't get. So there we go. So that is all about Card Club. But let's get on, shall we? Let's see what we are actually making. So along with the same kind of blending themes and techniques. Oh, here comes the other cat, so you'll see him in a minute. It is drizzling here, so he is going to be wet. Oh no, don't you dare walk over here. Can you see? Let me see if I can. Oh, I don't think I can move. I'm going to move cameras and everything. So no, in fact I won't. I'm going to leave me as I am. But yeah, he's wet. He's soaking wet, and he's just decided to sit in front of my computer. How are you with your muddy feet? So I say, this blending, ta-da! Similar, but done differently. I love this. And there is part of me, when I was making this, there was part of me going, ooh, I can actually quite see a slimline card in colours of the rainbow. That might be my next one. I might have to sit and make that. But yeah, colours of the rainbow done like this. I thought, But there we go, let's put that to one side. So Card Club, as I say, it's a subscription of £25 a month, and it just means that all the stuff gets delivered to your door. So what's not to love about product through the door? Yeah, with ideas, and you get videos from me as well, so there's everything there, and obviously I'm here to answer any questions as well. Yes, I think I might have put paw, well, I'm certainly going to have wet paw prints over there. But here we go, this is the card. Let's give you a close-up of that, so you can see. Can you see? Oh, the light's a bit... So these flowers are on dimensions. The 3 layers are all just flat. How cool is that? Do we like that? Da, da, da. So using one of my favourite sets, I did say, I mean, who needs more flowers? I need more flowers. So the colours that I've used here are, and I'm going to sit here and look, lockdown nails. So sorry. I do love a nice nail, but I've got 3 that are off now, 2 acrylics that are still on, 1 that's not. It's all a bit of a mess, and now I've pointed them out, that's all you're going to look at, isn't it? But, you know, we've all got an excuse. It's not that I'm too lazy to go, it's just that I can't go. So, let's start making this card, shall we? So I have 1 piece of basic black card. Now, this is an A4 sheet. That has just been cut in half that way rather than that way. Off most of my cards I cut it down there, but you know, I'm going to change things up a little bit today. So as usual, she says, if she's got this, and again, a lot of people would score down the middle. I can never get that right, so I don't bother. I'm just folding it over and I'm making sure this point goes to that point and this point goes to that point. And as long as they are straight and touch, I'm then going to get my bone folder. You have to do that, the wha, and that's it. It just means it's a really solid fold, and it means that the card lays flat. It's not kind of bobbling around like this, which you can do if you just fold it with your fingers. So, I mean, you need one of these in your life. A bone folder, you have it for life, literally. I mean, it all rubs off. I've had these years. Initially used to be made of bone. Some are still made of bone, some are made of plastic now. But the same thing, doesn't matter. Right, then we have, so 2 oh, I need a new blade in my trimmer. Can you see that? I'm going to point it out because you might see it. Wow, that's bad, man. I need to change that this afternoon. So I've got fluffy cuts, which means get your trimmer blade changed now. But we have, so one piece of Whisper, well, this is Whisper White. Whisper White is now no longer available, but Basic White is, which is even whiter and brighter and lovelier. That's what I was just talking to Rachel about. So just the tiniest of borders. So it's not quite 1/2 centimetre. I think it's, I did the 3, so 3 millimetres. So it's just a tiny, tiny border because you know me. And initially, when I was making this, I didn't have a white border here. But then I die cut out these flowers, and then so therefore I had to have white. I have to have white somewhere because there's white on there. Now I nearly did the whole yellow, orange, blue, green layers as well, but then we'd be 10 layers up. So I did decide not to do that. But yeah, because this had a white border, I was like, no, this needs a white border as well. So I trimmed it down the tiniest bit and gave it a white border. You could, of course, cut these out by hand if you haven't got the dies, or you have flowers and you literally cut them right up against without a border, then you wouldn't necessarily need the white border. But there we go. So, do you know, I'm going to give you some tips, Rachel, on blending, because I'm no expert, I tell you. But I have learnt some tips over the years. So the bottom layer can go straight on there. So in fact, I'm going to stick that on there now so I don't lose it or use the wrong one. So I'm using the multi-purpose liquid just because it's easy, it's quick, gives me some wiggle room. You could use tape or whatever your kind of choice is. And I'm going to centralise it as much as I can, and because I've got that wiggle room for about 2 seconds, I'm going to make sure my border is even all the way round. That's it. So if you want a PDF with pictures of this and step-by-step written instructions and all the measurements, and then there's 2 ways of getting that. Once I have updated the description, you will find a link that you can sign up for just this one, or you can come and join the card making for Beginners and Beyond Facebook group. Every week I put the PDF and link this video into there as well. So it's free, you don't have to do anything. The only thing I say is that there's no other Stampin' Up demonstrators, sorry. But of course, Stampin' Up demonstrators, you can sign up and get them if you want anyway, but you would have to do it each week. But they go, they go into that group. So again, there'll be a link in the description once I've finished. That will take you to that Facebook group as well. So you can either sign up for it and get that one, or you can join the Facebook group and get them all each week. So that's it. I'm going to put that to one side. So this is a card that's opening like that. And I'm done with that for the moment. So I'm going to turn this over so you can see. Look how pretty. But I'm going to make it look a little bit nicer there. So as I said, the colours that I have used are Daffodil Delight. Now, in a perfect world, I would have a blending brush for every single colour, but that's like 50 blending brushes. And not only does that get expensive, it kind of gets a little bit like, where am I going to store them as well? And how am I going to know which one's which and all of that? So, but I have decided I'm going to have one brush for yellows, one for reds, one for oranges, one for greens, one for blues, one for pinks and maybe pink stroke purples, and one for kind of browns, things like that. I'm going to work like that. So I'm going to get, well, I have got 2 to 3 packs. But at the moment, I haven't done too much. I've only done the blending for the card club and for this. So Daffodil Delight is first. Now, it really does depend on how inky or how dry your ink pads are as to how much ink you're going to get on here. It's also going to depend how much you swish it around and try and get the ink up as to how much ink you're going to get up as well. So my pads are pretty inky, but so I'm not going to go forever, but I'm literally just brushing, and it actually moves the ink around the ink pad as well. So I'm kind of la 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 la, and obviously you can't see because it just looks yellow. But I'm now not going to go straight on there and start doing it. First of all, I'm going to go like that because look how soft and beautiful that is. And then I'm going to start. So this is top tip. This is top tip Tim Holt style. For those of you who know who he is, always start off the paper. So you don't start on the paper and I go like that, you start off the paper and you just continually move. Now this has got, you know, like an electric toothbrush where if you press too hard it stops. You've kind of got that tension. I think if you press too hard you're going to snap this, but that's the whole point. It's there so you're not going so I'm going to start circular motion, and off we go. La, 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 la. Now I'm only kind of guessing. I know I want this in about a quarter, so that's kind of what I'm doing. And do you know what? You might sit there and go, that's lovely. That's all I want. The depth of how sort of pastely you want this, because it's quite pastely at the moment. Oh, there we go. Look. Ooh, it's quite pastely, but you might want it a bit darker. So the more you go over, the darker it will get, or the more intense the colour will get. So it really depends on what kind of look you're going for. And I always start lighter going through to dark. Now if you sit there and go, well, there's nothing else coming off of there, look, you keep going, it does. It just keeps going and going and going. But that's it, I'm done with my Daffodil Delight. So it would look nice with crushed curry as well. Then I'm on to Calypso Coral. There we go. And again, really, really juicy ink pad, this one. And it's quite a darker colour as well. So again, look, I don't want that. I want to get rid of most of it. You almost want to get rid of it. And then I'm going to go in again. Whee! Off the page first. Did you notice that? I'm going a little bit over the yellow. Not a lot, a little bit. Now as you keep going over the edges will pick up more of the ink as well. But again, it just depends how dark you want it. So I'm going a little bit into the yellow. Then I'm going to get my yellow again, and I'm just going to put a bit more of the yellow over the Calypso Coral. See, blending them together. How cool is that? Ta-da! And again, it just depends on what kind of look you're going for. So right, so that's let's get rid of my Calypso Coral. And next is Coastal Cabana. I would like to be in a cabana by the coast right now. So again, just picking up some ink. If your ink pads are dry, then you need to re-ink them. And again, look, it just doesn't pick up loads and loads of ink. So I'm going in for the next one, off the page, and here we go. A little bit into the orange, Calypso Coral. Oh. But the more you go over, the darker that's going to get, because they're two reasonably darker colours together. And that's it. And I'm not applying a huge amount of pressure because I don't need to. Again, just keep going and going until you're happy. I'm happy, but I come back in, get my Calypso Coral, and just go over that join. I'm not adding any more ink because that's what I want. I want a real soft. And if you think, oh, actually, I've gone a bit too far, then just add a bit more blue. Right. Then, what have we got next? Oh, Pear Pizzazz. Oh, I thought I did Granny Apple Green. I didn't know. Oops. I wonder, oh, never mind. Never mind, Pear Pizzazz I wanted. I thought I went Granny Apple Green. Right, and I might just switch that over now because it's easier to go from the top. And again, off, and then off we go. La, la, la. And it will depend on the bristles of your brush and the fibres of the card that you're using. So again, depending on what card you're using, you may get a different look. It may not blend as well. Might want a bit more on that actually. Got a bit carried away with the green. So I'm just going to go back in, get a bit more Calypso Coral. Make sure it's not, yep. And just blend that line again. There we go. And that's it. That is it. And if you're not happy, just keep going. And if you're really not happy, it really doesn't matter because it's just a piece of paper and some ink. So you can just turn it over and do it again. But it is a bit of a practice. It is starting off the page. Look how pretty it comes. And that's it. So there's some top tips for you. So, one tip you saw Carly mentioned was to go over the card first with powder to stop the oil from your fingers. Right. No, I mean, absolutely. So, we used to carry something called an embossing buddy. So what that normally is if you are using embossing powder, embossing powder is so fine, it sticks to everything. And literally just the oils in your fingers when you pick up a piece of card could mean that those tiny granules will stick to the oils on the card when you've done that. So yeah, you could absolutely do that as well. But embossing buddies, we don't do embossing buddies anymore, but I think I'm going way back now. This shows my age. Talcum powder in a tie or stocking. And that just put over it just means, you know, it kind of pick up the talcum powder and not the oils in your hand. And that's kind of it. But yeah, but you can see, I touched that. I didn't do that. It's all good. It's brilliant. Ta-da! It's super easy. But it's good fun as well, but it takes maybe a little bit of practice. I mean, I was used to kind of blending with sponges and things like that, and these are a lot more subtle, so you can build them up, and the intensity you can change as well. It's much more flexible than sponges or sponge daubers. Right, okay, so next I want to add my sentiment. So, as you heard last week, when I've got to get it right, and I'm stamping straight on this, I'd get scared a little bit, but I'd stamp and punch it out or die cut it out and stick it on separately because then it doesn't matter. You've got 100 attempts at getting it right, but I haven't this time. So what I did, which way should we go? We'll go the other way. Which way? I went that way, so let's go that way this time. So what I've done is I have made a mess. This is my Stamparatus, my stamping platform. It is. This is a magnet, so this just keeps that in place. So I've got sending lots of happy. It's 2 different stamps in fact, so this is just happy. So I took this stamp out, I laid it on my, in fact let's do it. I know I'm going to regret that because I now know it's going to be wonky. So I then put that where I wanted it on my card, and I sat there and thought, is that straight? Can I see that? Am I happy with that? Happy? And then I put my top platform. This actually has 2 platforms, but I only keep one on because I don't do multiple stamping very often. So keep that in the corner there. And then I've used Memento black ink. Now, as I showed you last week, the great thing about this is if you don't ink it up properly, or it doesn't come out properly, or you don't ink the middle right, or anything like that, it's all right. So ink it up, whack it over. No rocking or anything like that. You don't have to worry about that. You go, phew. That's what you do. You go, phew. But I can kind of see, I don't know if you can see, I don't like that H. It's not as clear as that Y. So I am going to. Now, if you had this as a stamp like this, and you were now trying to go over it exactly, you'll never, ever, ever get it right. So what was it, my H? So I need to make sure my H is definitely stamped up all lovely. I'm happy with that, I think. And then all I'm doing is going exactly the same, because it will go exactly the same place. I haven't got to worry at all. Wow. You could also do your stamping first. So you could do your black stamping first, and then you could blend over it. That's always an option. And then my sending lots of, I should probably show you the stamp set, shouldn't I? I'll show you that in a minute. And tell you what I used. Oh yes, that'd be good. So this sending lots of fits perfectly between that loop on the H and the loop on the Y. So again, I just put that down, put it on there. But you can get yourself like this. So if I was making lots of cards like this, I could do that, and then I can switch it round, and then I can go my happy, and then I can do my stamp. And that's what they're there for. That's why you've got multiple boards. So if I had another plate here, I could sit there and do more. But that's where I want that. That'll do. So black Memento ink back in. There we go. Might need to do 2 on this, because again it might be too light compared to that happy. It's all right. But you know what? I know the happy's got 2, so the OCD in me needs this to have 2 as well. Because in case it dries differently and it's too light. It's nice. A double black gives a real solid image as well. Look at that. Love it. Oh, look. I've dropped a bit of water on there somewhere. Never mind. I'll cover that with the flower. Or I could go back over. Is that going to... Oh. Let's leave it. Can you see that? Look. That's so where the flower is going now. That's me probably... Probably me saying phew. Right, okay, so that is done. So in fact, what I can do is I can now stick that on my base card, because I'm happy with that as well. You could put the flowers on first, but I tend to lose pieces, so I'm sticking it on while I've still got it. And again, there was just the tiniest of borders here, so again, using that Tombow multi-purpose means that those edges are awful. I'm going to need to sit and go over that later. Oh, try the right bit. That's better. Even that's nice. Do you need anything else? A couple of dots. Don't need anything else really, do you? But let's talk about what I'm using here today. So this was my #1 favourite stamp set or bundle when I saw it in the catalogue. Just because I saw, so this is a set by a demonstrator called Dina Rico. When you sell $1 million US dollars worth of product, you can go and design a stamp set along with other things as well. So you've got various images on here. But it's even more the die. I mean, obviously, happy is good. Happy for you. Happy birthday. Happy mail. You make me happy. Sending lots of happy. It's just happy. It's all nice and good and lovely. So you've got some kind of watercolour images. So when you see me stamp this isn't a perfect, solid image. This is this kind of watercolour effect. So you will have some white bits on there. It won't be solid, flat image. But yes, you can stamp the flower and the outline in black, for example, and then you can go over it in a colour with this to kind of colour it in. Or you can do these and colour them in. I mean, there's all sorts of things there. But I'm even more excited. I am annoyed that I have done what I've done there. And in fact, I might even go and change that. So the dies here. So I love these. So even with my hair on. There we go. So you have dies. So this die here will cut out that flower. I've stolen 2 dies out of there. Hold on, let's get them. And I'm going to go and get a bit of Pear Pizzazz and not Granny Apple Green card in a minute. So they are there as well. So this is the flower we're using. So that's the stamp flower, and that's the die to cut it out. I mean, it's quite easy to cut out. You could cut it out by hand as well. And it's all these little nice skeleton-y bits that I like. So you've got skeleton-y leaves and skeleton-y bits, and look, there's my Granny Apple Green. All these bits that I think just make the difference, because look, it just adds. That card would have been perfectly great just with the stamped images, but I just think that little die cut accent, can you even see that? Yeah, you can see it. You can see it on there. You can see how badly the Pear Pizzazz and Granny Apple Green go on that. So yeah, I'll change that to Pear Pizzazz. So yes, so that's what they are. I think they just look great. I just like them. You've got centres of flowers, so you could put that in the centre of that. I just love it. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. So that's it. It's called Pretty Perennials. And to say, with a bundle, if you buy both the die set and the stamp set together, because they coordinate, you get 10% off. So that's always good. So, and Perennial Petals is the die set. So I'm now going to go and get a bit of Pear Pizzazz, so my card actually matches my ink. Might have punched a few stars out of this bit. So I'm going to just, oh, I will cut if my scissors were there. Okay. Don't look. Don't look. But I need that bit. That's me professionally cutting out my piece of card that I need. Oh, and I haven't got a bit of white either. Oh, I'm pretty rubbish today. I thought I was so organised and I'm so not. Right. Okay. I was tidying up after myself. That's the problem, you see. Right, let's have a little bit of white. So Pear Pizzazz, not Granny Apple Green, is the green that I've used. So I've sat, so you didn't have to sit and watch me stamp all of these. So I have made 3 of those already. And in fact, I've even got one cut out already as well. But, you know, let's that's my, just in case, my Blue Peter. So, Pear Pizzazz. And sometimes, if I just want one, I do 2. A, because I've got a bit of paper there. B, I can use it later. C, I might muck up the die cutting on this one. So, let me bring in and introduce, because how cute is this? Hold on. Look. A mini Stampin' Cut Emboss. And I literally only got this out of the box this morning. This is perfect for videos. It's like they shrunk it just so it would fit on the video machine. I mean, look, there's my hands. And actually, when you put it up, look, that's how big it is. It's just the cutest. Just the cutest, and absolutely perfect for videoing. So if you're sitting there going, I have no idea what that is. What is that, Natalie? So this is the new mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, which means, for those that are new beginners, that you can cut shapes and you can emboss patterns and things into your card making. So today we are just going to cut. So it means you can cut certain things out. So like this. Make sure I've got my right plates. Where's my other plate? Oh, there it is. Right. So, platform 1, cutting plate 1. So you have 2 cutting plates, and you always sandwich what you're cutting or embossing between these 2 plates generally. So there's my bit. I'm going to put that on there. You can see, look, I was using it earlier. And top tip, the one thing you don't want to do is put them exactly like that. So they're all going through exactly. You want to slightly stagger them. And I found there have been a few people that have kind of said they've struggled to get it through. But I mean, I've been using this all morning, and I haven't had any problems at all. But I'm not very good at putting these, you know, perfectly straight either. So there's that. You know, and now I'm doing this on camera again. I'm gonna muck it up. Where are the dies? Well, I put them back, didn't I? Well. So this is where you need to sit there and wait for 10 minutes. Oh no, look, I've got it right first time. Hey! The amount of times that I went round and round and round to make sure where it was this morning was fun. In fact, I'm not even sure that's right. No, that is right. Is that right? See, now I'm questioning myself. No, I'm going to do it like that. Okay. And normally I would use a magnetic plate, or you could tape it down with a piece of like temporary like tape, something like that. But I'm going to sit there and sandwich it, push it through, and it won't move because I'm pressing it together so much. Put my hand on there, and hopefully, there's the die stuck to there. Hopefully, oh, that's not too bad. I might not have it round the right way, to be fair. Oh, and I'm showing you over here, and you can't see it. Look, so there we go. A little bit off skew here. I'm not sure I have that round the right way, you know. I might do the other one. That's why I did here's my one I made earlier. Because it is just like, I need to put, I don't think that's right. Well, that looks good. Doesn't that look good? That looks good. I'm going to go with that. Right, hold on. Going to make sure. You have got a bit of leeway there as well. So again, your plates don't have to be exactly on top of each other. And I'm just going to play, as long as I'm covering what I'm cutting, as I say, look, it really doesn't matter that they're not together like that. I'm just going to put it through. La, la, la. I've got this handle and I'm doing that with it. Like a mangle, if you're that old like me. Oh, that's even worse. So that's why I made one earlier. Look, there you go. How perfect is that? And I didn't cut that bite out by hand. This is what happens. Pressure under camera. Right, so don't lose my die. Oh, actually, no, scrap that, because I need... So I've got my bit of Pear Pizzazz, and I'm just going to cut. So that's cutting something out. Line it up better than me. Use temporary tape. I'm going to stick that there. You can't go wrong with this. You don't have to line it up or anything. But again, just make sure it's between the two plates. Look, stuck to my little plate. But it's, oh, don't do that. Whee, ping. So that's rubbish. We don't need those bits. I'm going to get rid of that as well. Get rid of that as well. There we go. That looks a bit better. And don't lose my die. So Pear Pizzazz card with Pear Pizzazz ink. So all I did with this was a dot of, again, Tombow in the corner here. Corner, it's not the corner, it's the middle. Right, I'll have a look at comments in a minute, but I'm concentrating, can you tell? And as long as one leaf is in the middle of a leaf, that's all I'm worried about. And then the small matte black, this is my take your pick tool. And stick that in the middle. So that's that. So, as I say, I made these ones earlier, so you didn't have to be bored watching me do that. Now, I did sit there and think, well, what if I do them opposites? Look, covers that bit. Is it that bit? That bit. So you could go opposite way to where the pattern's going, but I quite like the whole matchy-matchy. So, and again, I played with, does that go up there, that down there, that up there, that down there. I quite like that. I tried further down. Oh, no, I didn't. I tried further down. And that. So it doesn't have to be, I quite like that as well, actually. You could do 2 down here, 2 up there. That works. Oh, what do you think? I might ask you what you think on that and see where while I have a look at the comments. So if you're not great at stamping, you need the Stamparatus. Absolutely, it's great for positioning, it's great for covering mistakes, it's great for if you have dexterity problems and you can't add pressure with your hands too easily. Again, the Stamparatus, you've got the whole of the platform to do. Rachel's got 5 different stamping platforms and the Stamparatus is by far the best. I could do more water droplets for an overall effect, absolutely, Katie. Honey, I Shrunk the Die Machine. Yeah, I just think it's cool. But what do you think we should do? Let me see, because I know you're on a bit of a 20-second delay. I quite like that. Quite like that. There's a different version. What do you think? Got all quiet, because then I'm waiting for you to say what you want. Or you could go, see, possibilities are endless. I might go that. Oh, I might like that. What do we think? Is it just you or is the sound low? I don't know. Hopefully not. You could turn the volume up on your device and the volume up on Facebook as well. That would be your 2 options. In fact, I'm going to go there. That's what I'm going to do, because I can't see any comments, because 2 up, 2 down, says Ali. Oh, do you reckon? But look, I've now given you another choice. I was now loving that. So here's the first one. Oh, that's upside down. There's the first one. Do we like that one? I quite like it across the top. All at the top, says Paula. Yeah, come on, all at the tops. We could do that. Oh, see, you could play all day, couldn't you? I'm going to go all at the top. I like all at the top. Let's do that. Look how much, that's really bothering me now. I've got a Granny Apple Green centre to my Pear Pizzazz one over there. So what I always do is I'll do the outside 2 first. Because if you did that, and then that would be hanging off the page, it wouldn't fit on. So I always make sure, do the outside. I know, now she likes all at the top. All at the top. Across the top. Katie says her sound is fine, so that's good. So that's not me then. It may be bad signals. It might be not quite as strong as it could be. Right. And then, I've just got to get them straight. I could have done them that way as well, couldn't I? Oh, see, look. We could be here all day with, we could have done this and we could have done those. But I kind of like the little 4s. I'm just making sure that the kind of border is the same, or the distance between each one is as close as I can get by eye. Yeah. What do we think? So the blending brushes are great. So pattern paper is fab. But if you don't have pattern paper, but you've got inks, and then to be fair, look, sponges, my hands are a lot muckier than that. Blending brushes, no mess. So if you like the idea of blending, but you don't like getting mucky, blending brushes are your answer. Right, that's it. This took longer than I thought, actually, so I'm going to leave it there. As I say, if you come back in a bit, I'm going to have some lunch, and then this afternoon I will change the description in here. YouTube you'll have no problem, because it won't be uploaded to YouTube until you've got all the links. If you want the PDF on how to do this, it will be available later this afternoon, and again the link will be on here when it is ready. And if you want the PDFs every week, then go join that Facebook group. But that's it. Otherwise I'm going to leave it there, I think. Thank you for joining me this Wednesday. Let's say hello to your face. Hello. Cats, in fact, double cat now. There you go, look. Oh, wrong way. That way. So Bert and Ernie. Oh, I'm so rubbish at this. There we go. So Bert and Ernie, not interested at all, don't care. I want to say thank you for joining me. Leave it there and say, don't forget, if there's anything that you like, the ink pads, the card, the dies, the stamps, everything, the blending brushes, the matte black dots, the glue, the dimensionals, literally everything I've used, including the Stamparatus, is all available at www.natalieoshea.stampingup.net. When I've updated the description, the links for all the individual products that I've used will be there, and you can just click on those to go and see them in the shop as well. So even if you don't want to buy them but you want to find out a little bit more, if you click on, for example, the stamp set, you'll get taken to the item in the shop, but there's also other examples as well and samples made with the same stamp set. So thank you for joining me. I'm going to leave you there. I will be back again, and I will see you next Wednesday live. But until then, yes, on this horrible rainy afternoon, yeah, good job we're all sitting in, not doing an awful lot really, isn't it? So I wish you well, I wish you safe, and have a good week. I'll see you next week.